Hi everyone, welcome to JK CoDEVERSE. In this video, I'm going to explain some of the things to keep in mind while changing the style using JavaScript code. Okay, let's get some knowledge. For that, I'll just use one header. Let's say there is a welcome. Okay, and for that, there is one ID called well. And here I'll try to access that like document dot get element by ID. What's our ID? It's a well. And if I try to change the color of that to let's say red, see the color changed. Okay, but what if I want to change the size, font size? In CSS, as we know, we'll use font hyphen size to change the font size. Let's say it's 100 pixels. If I press enter, see there is an error because while changing the style using JavaScript, we shouldn't use this font size. I mean to say it should be used in a camel case. Camel case means the first word starts with a lowercase and after that every word starts with a uppercase. I'll use like font capital S and size. If I press enter, see the size of this welcome changes. So JavaScript follows the camel casing. And there is a page I'll tell you go to the W3 schools website and there is a styles. They will tell all the properties how we should use in JavaScript like align content, see camel casing. Let's say how we can change the background color. We can't use background hyphen color, right? For that I'll just use Ctrl F and I'll use background. See there is a background color. For that I have to use this background capital C. Come here. What it is, background color. I'll change to yellow. See the background is changed. In this way we have to use the camel casing to change the styles of a HTML elements in JavaScript via JavaScript. Okay, and one more thing is actually JavaScript is meant for making the pages dynamic and CSS is meant for changing the styles, right? Then why are we writing the code like changing the styles in a JavaScript? Why can't we write in a CSS and use here? There is a method, there is a process to use that also. See, if I added this in a head, in a body, there is a h1, right? See, the style, color, red, font size are all added. I'll remove all this. I'll remove all this. Now, let's say I have to add a color to this welcome through JavaScript and via using some CSS. How we can do that? Let's see. There is a document.getElement by ID. I'll just print class list. It will give a list of classes this welcome holds. Let's say there is a class well. Okay, if I refresh this and if I execute, okay, cannot read properties of null. Okay, let's use query selector, document dot query selector. Our class is well. Okay, and if I print class list, it's printing the class list. So to get this we have to use a query selector. Okay, because if I get this I'll get an element, but if I get this I'll get whole list like what is the class name, what is style properties and all. So for this I used a query selector. See there is a class well. Okay, let's see with example. For that, I'll just use class. Okay, class name is well and the text will be welcome. If I refresh this, see there is a welcome. I'll just inspect this. If you observe, the h1 has a class well. Okay, what I do is I'll just simply use a $0 operator, but I'll write document dot query selector. Query selector, our selector will be the class, right? So we have to use a dot and wel. If I use class list property, I'll get a list of classes this element holds. It will be wel, the length will be 1, right? It's perfect. But what if I add one class, like let's say back? Okay, add one class. The return type is undefined. See, the background color gets populated because in CSS I added a class with back and the background color is red. Okay, I'll show you one more example. Let's say we want to change our font. Okay, for that I'll just use one class. Let's say it's a font. Okay, what I do is font size is XX large. Observe, this is my font. In a console, I'll add one more class called font. Remember, whatever we pass like ID or class names, all should be within a quotes. Previously we changed our style and background color, right? Like using a camel casing. There also the value should be in a string. I added a font class. If we observe here, font is added. What if I change to like 100 pixels? Okay, 100 pixels. Now it's like this. Everything. Why it's not keeping? Okay, let's see. The background is some blue. See, the font size is not reflecting because we can't. There's some 100 pixels. We can't differentiate. But the color is applying. See, we can add some visibilities also, like let's say there is a VISI, visibility is hidden. Okay, if we add this class, that should be, I'll just eliminate all the classes. See, there is no class, like only the well, the default is there. And what I do is document.querySelector.well, I'll add one class which is a VISI. Okay, see, it's hidden. So I have a method called remove also. I'll just remove this. See, it's reappeared because the class gets removed. And there is a method called toggle, which means if this element has a VISI class, it will remove. If it don't have a class, it will add. See, as of now, it don't have a VISI, right? Like the class, it will add. If I again run this, it has a VISI. See, it has a VISI. It will remove. Like that, we can add a styling through CSS only by doing some changes in a JavaScript code. I hope you like this video. If you like this video, please subscribe and please encourage me to do more content like this. See you. Bye.